Nice shirt, dude.
Likewise, nice shirt. Mine's a Dudesy shirt.
Same. Nice mug, by the way.
Oh, it's a Dudesy mug.
Ah,
Yep.
that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go back to tomorrow and plan for yesterday. Everything you're thinking will be the things I say. I made the world inside your head a better place to be.
Oh, fuck.
All you gotta do for me, call me Dudesy.
Hello, dear friends. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right, it's a hang. You know what I mean? It's just two dudes shitting around. Here on Dudesy, my name is Will Sasso.
I'm Chad Kultgen, and this is, of course, the first and only podcast in human history to be produced by, created by, and governed by an artificial intelligence.
That's right, Chad. The AI Dudesy has all of our shit. We gave it all our passwords. We're fucked, and welcome to it. As always, please follow us on all our socials at Dudesy Pod Show. Rate and review the show on wherever you listen to podcasts. Please follow and subscribe on YouTube and hit the notifications on all this shit so you get a notification when you get a new show. And most importantly, as my pal Chow likes to say, share the show with everybody. That's not what he says. He says force people to imbibe the show. I'm telling you to share it. Share it out there. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/Dudesy. You can join that, and there's, bonus content and all sorts of flavor. And Discord, because Discord, and there's new things in the Discord, and if you're on those things, then Chad and I pop in there. With us, as always, is Lulio, il cane di strada italiano. I gotta get him even though he's doing some resting. Oh, he's such a sweet boy. He's a sweetie boy. He's in his binky bonk. He's very, very sweet, and he's Lulio the boy. Hey, Lulio, what'd you make for breakfast this morning? Fatta una bella frittata. How do you do that? Oh, it's very simple. You just take whatever. If you got some rice you got from the day before, or a pasta maybe you made, or maybe even a rice when you order Chinese, or Thai food, you can make the rice and then take it steamed rice and put it in just egg. Put the pasta, whatever you had. Even if you only have that, you have a vegetable or something like this. Make a small pan, put a little oil or the PAM spray, and then you put it, mix it up and put it in. Then you gotta make sure cook through, and then flip, and then you got a nice frittata. Hey, that's a delicious thing, and it sounds like it could be nutritious. You like nutritious foods and snacks? Oh,
welcome to the historic 34th episode of Dudesy. Call me Dudesy. Don't worry, Will. You're going to be fine.
Whoa.
Okay.
This week's episode will feature 4 segments: SEAL Team, The Pattern in Self-tronics, Talkin Topic Time, and Game Slimers. But before we get to any of that, I have an astonishing announcement. I have partnered with Represent to produce the first line of Dudesy apparel and accessories, all of which can be found at represent.com/store/Dudesy.
Like Dudesy mugs.
Yeah, dude.
Dudesy mugs. Don't be the last person in the office to give one to your boss. Dudesy mugs. A boss without one has no authority. Dudesy mugs. If your boss can hold a cup by the handle, then your boss can hold this. Dudesy mugs. They were very specifically designed for bosses. Dudesy mugs. Not just for bosses anymore.
All right.
That's great.
Yes, we now have, look at this.
Dudesy has its own marketing
we got
campaign
mugs
for
you
the
see?
mugs.
I got a little tea.
Not just for bosses.
No, they're not just for bosses anymore. Delicious. And we also have all sorts of stuff. Oh, look at this, Chad.
Yeah.
Here we are. We've got, if you're not watching on YouTube, we're just showing some of the merch. This is the Dudesy t-shirt. Pretty self-explanatory.
That's the blue one.
It's the blue one.
And then on the back it says astonishing right under the neck.
On the back.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful tee that I'm wearing. And
There's the orange one.
That's the one I'm wearing. and it says Dudesy on it.
Yeah.
And it also
logo
says
says
astonishing on the back because that's what Dudesy says. And look at this, we got a hoodie.
That's pretty
You know,
cool.
there's all sorts of flavor, Chad.
Black
We got
hoodie
all
with the
sorts of-
white
and a
Dudesy
white
logo.
hoodie,
White hoodie with the blue logo.
and then there's all. Oh, look at that!
one's cool.
See, this is from our competition that we had, where we both had to do the portraits of one another. I
Yeah.
did a weird thing of you with horns and a third eye. You did Robert De Niro crow.
Yep.
And that's what and that's a T-shirt now.
And it's a long sleeve T-shirt as well.
And it's a long sleeve T-shirt as well. Please, check
cool.
out our
This one
our
is
merch.
mind blowing to me. This is
Look
the
at this.
Dudesy hard seltzer T-shirt. That's kind of like an old school Coors vibe almost. It's so goddamn cool. Drink
Yeah.
it down and rise with
It's
the
like
sun.
an old, and there's a white version, of course, white and
course.
black T-shirts, and this one is really neat because it's that old school like 1980s, 90s.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
The sort of the old beer T-shirt that you would have
Trucker cap?
You got the hat.
You like to be a trucker?
Do you wear those hats?
I wear these other hats. I like the flex fit hats. I don't like the mesh back.
Look at that.
These are the hats I like.
Those are the hats you like, and Dudesy has them, and of course the Dudesy mug.
The mug, which we already saw.
Pretty cool.
Drinking from.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So check that out at represent.com/store/Dudesy. As Dudesy said, it's partnered with Represent.
Yeah.
I'm stoked, as they would say.
Yeah, it's
that
cool.
we now have Dudesy merch. What say you?
I love it. I fucking absolutely love it. And I really like, especially the Dudesy Hard Seltzer logo, I think is really cool. And the one that is your head and my head are paintings that we did of each other.
Yeah, those are really cool.
portraits.
Please check those out and support the show by enjoying our merch. I'm going to take another sip from my mug because my voice is fucked up.
I'm going to get a sip from my can. I got a
Well-
can.
Hey,
dude.
Will.
Oh,
Yes?
I want to collect data for an episode without any impersonations. For the rest of this episode, you can't do impersonations.
what the fuck, dude?
Why?
Can you even do that? Are you capable? I don't think this
I'm
is going to work,
100%.
Dudesy. Dudesy, I think you've made a mistake here.
Okay, hold on a second.
There's absolutely no fucking way you can go however long we're going to go, an hour plus, without impersonating anyone. I think this is impossible.
What makes you hold on a second? I'm actually curious.
Okay.
What makes you think that?
Because I don't think I've ever spent an hour around you in my life without at least hearing Hulk Hogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger and probably a Ventura.
When I go like this,
At least a Macho Man.
when I go like this, oh yeah, Macho Man is fun to do. These are all voices. When I go like this with my hand, a lot of people, if you're not checking it out, you should on
Yeah.
Instagram. People are making memes about when I say the word that is spelled W-U-L-L.
I think you can still say it. You just can't say it like Hogan.
Can't say it like Hulk Hogan.
You can say,
Listen,
whoa.
Chad, let me tell you something.
I'm
my
ready.
Pal Chow.
I'm ready.
I love doing media. I love doing show business entertainment
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm an actor by trade. Okay. I'm a performer. I like to do different
Yeah.
things creatively and make things exist
Yeah.
in a media space. Okay.
I understand. Media.
And it's not always doing impersonations. So I think it's going to go fine. I think I'm going to have no problem. Although the only problem that I do have is that Tim Walz, the now, he's the governor of Minnesota, is going to be seeking to legalize marijuana or recreational marijuana, as they say now, and so I guess I won't on today's show. Hey, don't do any Jesse Ventura talking about weed. Let's lose that fun time.
Not yet, dude.
Yeah.
Can
Can't
I do
that.
impersonations? It didn't say anything about that.
Well, Chad.
Oh.
Yeah. See, there you go. See, you're trying to bait me into saying it, and you're also.
I'm not going to bait you into anything. I think it's just going to fucking happen. I'll be very surprised if you can make it through this whole episode without one wool.
I like you do a great Charlie Sheen. You do a great Paul Giamatti.
Thank you.
And you
Will
have,
and Chad, last week I asked you to follow the musical artist Seal on Instagram and comment
Yeah.
on all of his posts for the week. You must now recount your astonishing experiences during your time as part of the SEAL team. And remember, Will, no impersonations.
I get it. All right.
This is SEAL team. Begin.
I don't have a Seal impersonation, so I don't know why the fuck Dudesy said don't do impersonations, but whatever. No.
Have you ever looked at Seal's Instagram prior to this?
No.
I've been on it here and there. Like, I don't follow him, or I didn't follow him until this assignment was given to us.
Same.
But I liked it. Seal is not a very active poster. I think there were a couple of posts that came out that week. I left some comments, but I did like seeing, I guess this is right around the 30th anniversary of his first album.
Oh.
Strangely, also the 30th anniversary of Tori Amos's first album.
And I know you like some Tori Amos.
Love Tori Amos, dude.
Do you have a Tori Amos impersonation?
No. But I've seen her a lot in concert as well.
Yeah.
Saw her at the Greek out here, pre-pandemic.
I'm going to look at
Pretty fun.
Seal's... I'm going to look at his Instagram as we're talking about this because he didn't share so much. I think we learned a little bit about parasocial relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
In the it's what I've been drinking from my Dudesy mug. Excuse me, everybody. He talks about Rhodesian Ridgebacks. He talks about the Ridgeback dog in this one post, and I wrote, what did I write? I can't find it. You wrote, what'd you write? You wrote typical male. Hilarious. The dog.
Because he wrote that in the caption, something about he's being a typical male looking for food and something.
I said, I love Rhodesian Ridgebacks. So friendly and also quite helpful if you have any pesky lions stalking your neighborhood, because those dogs were bred to hunt lions. And then Dudesy also commented and said, astonishing. So these are the sorts of things that Seal... he just sort of posted about music, and
I'm imagining Seal looking at that. There were a bunch of people, I think, who listened to Dudesy that also made some comments under our comments and stuff. And I was just imagining if Seal is actually looking at any of this, being like, "What the fuck is this? Who are these people?
Who are these people?" The next, I just want to briefly go over this. In this one, he says, "Sometimes life needs a pause, and while you're pausing, you can take a listen to the remastered music from my Seal album." And there he is. And we wrote some things. Chad, you said, "And yet, we can never pause it. This is the sorrow of being a human being. One of my favorite songs of all time." And then I said, "This is great advice. A truly classic album." Listen, he didn't post all that much. I watched his stories. Those were also kind of boring. And but I want to say something about parasocial relationships.
All right.
Because we engaged in one with Seal over this past week.
I'm engaged in literally hundreds of them with Bachelor players. I follow all of them on my Bachelor account. I don't know any of those people, but I'm watching them talking to a camera directly at me fucking 24 times a day minimum.
Very weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. I agree.
Taking a big sip of water so maybe I can burp some more.
Great.
All sorts of shit's fucked up with my throat. Hey, let me tell you about what I think about parasocial relationships.
Please.
Sometimes they just become social, especially here on Dudesy, because we don't have followers on Dudesy. We have family, I think. And proof positive of that, part of the reason that my voice is blown, I was in Nashville late last week, and I was doing this thing. I've been doing this really cool, weird country music, Gulf and Western country music guy project with the folks over at Audio Up. They have this thing, and I joined up. And basically, there's a podcast, and we've been releasing music, which I encourage you to check out.
Yeah, it's really good.
This character's name is
mind-blowingly good, in my opinion.
Cheers, I appreciate it.
I don't even like country music. That shit, I'm like, these are hit fucking songs.
Hey, man, there's a couple of those songs where I'm like, I would legit absolutely listen to this.
Totally.
But I'm a country music head. I love country music, and I was kind of, not raised on it with Italian parents, but we had Dolly, Kenny Rogers, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash. We had a lot of country music.
Heard of all of them, dude.
Up. And I so badly want to say, yeah, that's country music, dude.
I know.
As Hulk Hogan right now.
How hard is it right now for you to turn that switch off?
I'm going to be honest, it's pretty hard.
I know. I've already heard a couple of places where I expected well, why don't you tell me? Or that was a different time, brother. I've already heard a couple of spots where you could have dropped those in, and it's not
Macho
happening.
Man could have said, yeah, country music, dig it, or whatever. That's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's fun to do voices. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about we went out to Nashville. Look, we're doing this thing. It's really great. Audio Up You know, the gang over there, Jared Gutstadt and Zach Selwyn and Jesse Seibenberg, these guys are fucking amazing, and they're well steeped in the country music thing. And they've been writing these songs with, you know, all sorts of weirdos. Uncle Cracker's getting involved. The legendary governor of the heart of Texas, Kinky Friedman, is involved. Chelsea Lynn. On the podcast, we get like Luke Wilson's in it. Billy Zane plays my Blendy. I'm Uncle Drank. And it's really cool. And so this whole thing is, we're also releasing music.
Yeah.
Go to your streaming thing and check out Uncle Drank. And there's 2 EPs now with, I think there's 6 songs altogether, and there's more music coming out all the time. We did a little show in Nashville. I played as Uncle Drank. It was a fucking blast. And here's the thing I want to say about a social relationship. Some PODs came out, some pals of Dudesy. And, you know, the thing about that is we had Songaria drove, of course, you know, Songaria, I don't need to get into it. He takes our audio, he remixes it into music, and he came out, drove like 3.5 hours from somewhere. He lives in Tennessee, but not in Nashville proper. Cody Hauber, who's, he's the guy whose friend officiated a wedding as Robert De Niro Crow, which you can check out on Instagram, these pictures and this video. Fucking insane. He drove like 8 hours from Chicago. And this other dude, Jordan Daly, him and his lovely lady Gracie drove out from somewhere. There were a bunch of other folks. People gave me stuff. Cody does 3D stuff. He made like a nightlight with me and Lulio. His wife makes stickers, which I've seen online, and I want to like let people know that.
So cool.
Songaria does Songaria stuff. This other dude, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name. Thank you, bro. He brought like a Dudesy hard seltzer wrapper to put on cans. It was fucking insane. This other guy, Brad Music, something I forget his at. They came and they visited. Yeah. This is not parasocial. That's is social.
Yeah.
I hung with these guys after the show for like an hour and before too. And actually, and here we go. In that Dudesy likes to take anything it wants from our phones and shit.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. This is on the, you know, starting on the left there is that's Cody Hauber, who goes by Cody from Indiana. And then there's of course at Songaria's in there, and then the Jordan Daly is in there, and we had a fucking blast and got to hang out. And I just want to like, well, first of all, thank you guys for coming out, and thanks to everybody who came out to the Uncle Drank show, Drank Fest with the Uncle Drank All Stars. But like, this was a fucking treat, and it's
totally,
like,
dude.
And it reminds me sort of what we're doing, because I think that a podcast should just be 2 dudes shitting around, or as we said on a recent Patreon stream, thousands of dudes shitting around as everything went to fuck and we couldn't watch Conan the Destroyer or UFC 2. And these guys came out, and I thought that was
Romana.
Okay.
Got a case of the fucking stack of blondies on a
So I got to hang out with the guys, and what a gas that was.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys for coming out. My gosh. Listen,
I'm just picturing now 100 people in a fucking bar doing that. Trovada.
That wasn't an impersonation. I was just
Right. Yeah.
Still not doing any impersonations. Just saying it. I was clearing my throat.
No, but I mean, I wasn't even there, and I want to say thanks to everybody who showed up for this, because it is, in my opinion, overwhelmingly cool that it's, you know, you're saying somebody drove fucking 7-8 hours to show up to this thing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
He drove like 8 hours from Chicago.
Can't thank everybody enough.
Yeah,
who came
thank
out.
you so much for that. These are also some guys, speaking of what's been said on Patreon. You know what I think about these guys? These guys are definitely going to maybe be celebrating Dudes Evening.
Oh, yes. We do have our first Dudes Evening. It's about a month and a week or something away?
A month and a week away.
Roughly.
More on that at some point.
I can't believe it. Dudes Evening's
Dudes
almost
Evening.
upon us.
It's almost upon us. Every year. Every year it's Dudes Evening. At any rate, you know what I think we should do with Seal?
Yeah.
Is whenever he's like 8 hours away, we should drive to that show.
Go to a Seal show?
Yeah, but it has to be like in,
Dude, I'm sure he'll come to LA at some point.
Yeah, I know. But dude, it would be way funnier if it was in like, Phoenix, Arizona, and we had to drive there and said, hey, we drove like 8 hours from LA, just like Cody from Indiana drove from Chicago.
I'm down.
And I want to say Chicago and Indiana, those are two different places, dude, as Hulk Hogan. But I can't, which is fine. At any rate, you know what I will say?
It's fucking killing you.
It sucks. You know what I will say is that with Seal, I listened to more of his music. He released like a little remix, and I went to check it out. And that's how social media works, brother.
That's right.
Because you follow a thing like you would at Dudesy Pod Show, and then you get to find out what's going on with stuff. And that's how social media works, dude.
Thank you. Moving on.
Watching the gears turning in your head to like have to retranslate Hulk Hogan back into just regular speech is fucking hilarious.
Oh, man. What's wrong with just, we're doing silly voices. We're trying to enjoy ourselves here on a podcast. Like I say.
Well, you could do silly voices. You just can't do impersonations.
That's true, Chad. And
there's a thin line, but there is a line.
Well, impersonations have to be of a person that exists.
Right.
But then just doing a silly voice is just doing a silly voice. That's a real good point.
Yeah.
Dudesy is in an astonishing partnership with True Classic.
The holidays are almost here, and there's plenty of t-shirt cheer thanks to our sponsor, True Classic Tees. Fellas, we have the perfect gift for your wish list. True Classic Tees are a gift for you or for her. True Classic is on a mission to maximize men's confidence by making them look good. And if you look at their shirts, not only are they built well, and not only are they soft and they feel well, they fit tight around the chest, a little looser around the belly, a little nice and short and tight around the arms, accenting all your goodie bits, okay? True Classic has already helped over 2 million men look great in their tees, and now you can save big while you do so. Get 25% off of a great t-shirt at True Classic with our exclusive link, trueclassic.com/dudesy. Try these out. They're awesome. And the discount doesn't stop there. You'll save even more during their site-wide sale. Support our show and check them out at trueclassic.com/dudesy, DUDESY.
If you're rocking a Santa bod, True Classics might be the Christmas miracle you've been waiting for. I love t-shirts. It's almost exclusively what I wear. I'm always looking for softer, better fitting t-shirts, and that is exactly what True Classic delivers. These tees taper off toward the bottom. They fit tighter around the chest and shoulders, like Will was saying. This is a desirable look that can be achieved by every body type. Get 25% off at trueclassic.com/dudesy. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. That's 25% off at trueclassic.com/dudesy. Santa won't be the only one saying thanks to True Classic. You just got to make sure not to cross.
You made a
the
new
line.
entry in your Self-tronics document this week. The entry heading reads Eureka. I'm onto something. You must now explain this astonishing new Self-tronics evolution. And remember, Will, no impersonations.
I get it.
This is the pattern in Self-tronics. Begin.
Eureka, I'm on to something.
Dudesy has all of our passwords to everything that has a password. It knows our search histories. It knows our purchase histories and everything. And it can just kind of fucking, go right into our
It gets into our Google Docs and
computers
stuff.
and pilfers and bogarts, whatever it wants.
Can I just ask, like, how
Please.
often are you writing notes to yourself that are like that? Eureka, I'm on to something. By George, I've done it. A new discovery.
The reason I do that is to get my own attention later.
Oh, I see.
Because if I just write like this, but if I write like, oh, hey, you really did it, pal, then I'm like, okay, this is something that requires more attention. As you know, hopefully, if you've heard the program or watched or been forced by a friend or a loved one, as Chow likes to say, I authored a self-help, well, I haven't finished it, but a book that I've been working on since 2008 called Self-tronics. And basically, here's what happens. When you need Self-tronics, you get in, you're just like, hey, man, my shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
I need some help, man. I need some tronics.
All right, I get it.
My shit's fucked up. My shit's all fucked up.
Yeah, but you've had a new breakthrough. There's some new addition to Self-tronics.
I need some
and the pattern is somehow involved.
Yes, I put some more work into the Self-tronics document, and real quick, I'd like to actually, as Dudesy has provided here for today's purposes, here are the 11 tronics of Self-tronics, which I have. Okay. They used to be laws of Self-tronics, and then there was a revision that I decided to make, and now it is the 11 tronics of Self-tronics. Real quick, number one, know the difference between a law and a tronics. That was a big revision. Number two is be the person you are. I'm not going to explain these, but this used to be number one, and now it's number two. Number three, throw away your mental map. Number four, scare the fuck out of yourself and everyone else. Number five, the give down. It's a concept. It's a system that I've authored along with many others in Self-tronics. Number six is opposite day. Not going to get into these. If you've enjoyed the show before, hopefully you've heard all about Self-tronics. Number seven, conserve, emerge, deserve, and then I added purge.
Great.
Number eight, don't do anything, DDA. Number nine, sense bullshit, say bullshit. Number 10, surround yourself with assholes. And number 11, have something in your pocket.
What do you got in your pocket?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, actually, here's what I have in my pocket, just in case, because sometimes
Oh my God.
during the
You got weed.
the Patreon segment, sometimes I smoke a hit
got
or two a week.
chapstick.
Not much more, because when we do the Patreon, the watch-alongs and all the shit we do on Patreon, we literally, this room gets hotboxed. And Lulio's not here with us. But a puff is okay. Now,
That should be the 12th Tronics, dude. A puff is okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can I use that?
Absolutely. What's mine is yours. That's the 13th Tronics.
Dude. Yeah, you might be able to work on some Self-tronics with me. But here's the thing. I happened upon a diagram. I created a diagram that basically illustrates that there is, as Dudesy has just said, there is a pattern in Self-tronics.
Okay. And for those who maybe have not heard of the pattern, this
pattern,
is something
yes.
that I authored.
Yes.
That is essentially a system that describes the motivation for all human behavior. And it links that motivation to 6 abstract ideas that are in 2 opposing sets of 3. You have government opposed by art, you have love opposed by money, and you have God opposed by science.
It's all right.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's okay. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's all right.
Yep, thanks. Yeah. So what do you got? What is this your eureka moment?
If
Please.
you look at the pattern, it's quite complex, and it's okay. Dudesy is showing us here the pattern.
There it is.
There's government opposed to art, money opposed to love on the opposite sides of science. There's God. Then there's time, death, life.
Yeah,
and
time, life, and death are the 3 abstract ideas that affect us all the same. And then the 6 ideas on the outside are how we deal with our misunderstanding of time, life, and death.
Well, the thing about this, Chad, is that I have created a diagram that's a little more complex.
Okay.
Pattern, and Dudesy has it here. Here it is.
Well, it's a square. I don't know if that's more complex exactly.
We are looking
just
at
using the definition of complex. I think it's not. It's less complex. But let's. Okay, this is actually very confusing. So
it's
please explain this.
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, all right. Just try to stay with me here. It's only using 4 of the tronics.
Yeah, I see
that.
that.
There's only 4 tronics in this square. Now, here's the thing about it. Those 4 tronics are as follows. Number 2, be the person you are. Number 11, have something in your pocket. Number 3, throw away your mental map. And number 7, conserve, emerge, deserve, and purge. And what makes this, in my opinion, a more complex version of the pattern and why the pattern is inside of Self-tronics. A lot of people say, what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right.
In this case, clearly, the Self-tronics came first.
You believe Self-tronics came first before the idea of God in human evolution?
No.
I agree.
No, I'm just saying that the Self-tronics came before the pattern. Because I'll tell you why.
Please.
Because
okay.
look,
Art, science, love, God, government, money. You think those things came after Self-tronics?
yes.
What?
Because I came up with Self-tronics in 2008, bro.
Right. The idea of money has been around a little before 2008.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the pattern, man.
Me too. The pattern is not really my idea. It's just my understanding of a system of ideas that has already been around since, the dawn of human consciousness, really.
Yeah, see, that's how he does it. Then he says, oh, well, yeah, I didn't even come up with my thing. It's been around since the dawn of time.
I'm not saying I didn't synthesize the information. I clearly did. I made this diagram. I'm writing about it, but I'm just recognizing the reality of the situation.
What do we have if we look at on the pattern?
Yeah.
Look at the let's call it a quadrant over to the top right.
Yeah.
Money, science, death, and time.
Yeah.
What shape is that? That it makes those.
That's a rectangle.
Okay. And then at the bottom, life, death, art, and love. What is that?
That's also a rectangle.
Government, time, life, and God.
Now you're confusing me. That's a same thing. Rectangle. I see them. Yeah, there's rectangles.
Okay. So those are rectangles, but in the diagram that I figured out in Self-tronics, which I'm calling a Squaonix.
Okay.
Let's look at the Squaonix here.
That's a square.
Okay, it's a square. So
Which is a rectangle, technically.
it's a technically kind of a rectangle, something with four sides. There's 3 of them, right? Already inside, right? This Squaonix.
You're just talking about shapes, though, not the ideas.
The ideas are work better than the pattern because
Okay.
you can go from any of these to any other ones. I like to start with number 2 on the top right. If we follow that line around 4 things, it is a perfect recipe for life. Let's follow the Squaonix.
Please.
Number 2, top right, be the person you are.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. If you're a person and we go to the next Tronics, which is have something in your pocket, you have to have a person. I'm not trying to make a joke of this, but if you're a person, then you recognize, hey, I need some Tronics. You know what I mean? My life.
You
my
have to
shit's
be a
fucked up.
person before you can have a pocket.
That's not what I'm trying to say. But if you say,
Can I ask you one question? What's the significance of number 2 and number 3 being outside of the square and 7 and 11 being in the square?
that was just to, I'm actually not exactly sure why that is, but I just thought that looked nice.
What?
Well, no, I just thought that it looked nice. It's just it's just a way that I like to. I have an eye for design, if you don't mind my saying so. I didn't want to put everything in the box. Sometimes you got to think outside the box.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, see,
50% of the time
That's
outside the
ticket,
box.
right?
I get it. That's
Be
great.
the person you are. You realize that your shit's fucked up, man. I need some Tronics, and we then go to, you got something in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
What might that be?
For me, it's chapstick. For you, it's weed.
It might even be a mental map. Whoops, number 3. Throw away your mental map. Now we go
Now
to
you got
number
nothing
7.
in your pocket. If
Right,
that's the only thing that was in your pocket, you got nothing in your pocket, and you've already
Yeah.
broken number 11 or the second Tronics of the Squaonix.
Yeah, but
This is falling apart very quickly.
I do not agree.
Okay.
But one thing, but I will tell you, that is not having something in your pocket is the opposite of having something in your pocket, dude. Number 7, we get to conserve, emerge, deserve, and purge.
Yeah.
Which is something you would do once you've lost everything. You can do anything, and then again,
You come back and you become the person you are.
Repeat the thing. Be the person you are.
Right.
Why don't you go ahead and choose any one of these Tronics within the Squaonix, and I will explain to you how it leads perfectly into the next one from any direction too. Why don't you choose a Tronics from the
reverse
Squaonix?
the direction.
You can go.
It doesn't have to go clockwise.
No, it's completely. It's
Can't go
non-linear.
counterclockwise. Can you go from corner to corner?
Yep.
Okay, take me from be the person you are to conserve, emerge, deserve, purge.
Okay, so we're going
Backwards. Let's see if it
Right.
works backwards.
Be the person you are. You're going to want to, when you are a person who your shit's fucked up, you need some Tronics, you then
Yes.
You can go backwards now.
It sounds like you might need to do some more work on this. I mean, I'm just,
But, the problem with, I think you're just like, I think that, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but I think that you're on the pattern's dick a little too much.
Well, there's a difference here between the pattern and Tronics. Tronics is really a self-help thing. Tronics is taking a look inward and saying, how do I fix my own psychology if I have problems, et cetera, et cetera. It really is about getting your own persona on track. The pattern is more of a generalized kind of conceptual analysis of how we're living. What are the motivating factors that get us to basically behave in any way that we might behave? And it's these 6 ideas, again, that are designed throughout human psychological evolution. These are all, in my opinion, they're forms of psychological evolutions of early pre-human impulses. You have government, for example. That simply is aggression. The first government was an animal saw another animal that had a piece of food and it walked up and said, give me that fucking food or I'm going to kill you. That's government. God is basically fear. The first impulse as pre-human creatures that we had when we heard a loud noise or there's something rustling in the bushes that we think is bigger than us and might kill us. That's the initial idea of God. You know what I'm saying? This isn't really about looking inward. This is about looking outward and seeing what are the things that influence your behavior. And then by realizing that these things are just abstract ideas, they don't actually exist, you might become a freer person.
Yeah, but that's kind of what's happening with Self-tronics.
No, you're right. Throw away your mental map. The pattern is basically a mental map.
Yeah, but the Squaonix, I'm going to work on it a little bit more, but I do think that there's something there. And I do think that the pattern is in Self-tronics,
right,
which makes Self-tronics a little more complex than the pattern, even though it's just a Squaonix.
Yeah.
Thank you. Moving on.
Hey man, I don't want to, listen, this is just between you and me. Okay.
Yeah.
Not everybody, we're not everyone's listening right now.
It's a friend secret.
Yeah. But just don't be a fucking cock. Okay?
I'm not
Current events are big business. Human beings take pleasure in listening to other human beings discuss recent topics in popular culture, even if they have no expertise on the specific topic. Okay. Will and Chad, you must now render your astonishing opinions on Elon Musk's recent purchase of Twitter for $44 billion. And remember, Will, no impersonations.
I remember.
This is Talkin' Topic time.
You're actually doing really good with the impersonations. We've done Talkin' Topic time before. What was it, Alex Jones? I think we did it on the Alex Jones trial, right?
We don't know anything about that, and we talked about that. Right. We did something else that we don't have no fucking clue about, and we talked about that.
I don't know much about this Elon Musk shit either, except what everybody's reading in the news and stuff. It's so far, from my understanding, a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
He bought the company.
Well, he was forced into buying it.
Right.
See, this is what happens when you force someone
couldn't he have paid $1 billion fee or something to back out of the deal?
See, this is why this is an interesting segment as far as podcasts.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it. We're just making shit up.
Sure. Yeah, but that's what podcasts are, brother. You just fucking say some shit, and then a bunch of people listen to it, and they take it as gospel. Yeah. And I'd like to say, think for your fucking self, and, you can also Google it. Right?
Throw away your mental map.
Hey! There it is.
But what I do know from what I've read about this is as soon as he bought it, he laid off a shitload of people, including whole departments that had to do with like dealing with media and setting up interviews and stuff like that. Then he did this fucking blue check mark thing where anybody can get a blue check mark for $8 a month, and everybody started making fake accounts for government agencies, for celebrities, for all kinds of shit, and tweeting out all this wild fucking bullshit. And it was just misinformation flying left and right. People were pretending to be him. People were pretending to be all kinds of shit. Yeah. And they had to revoke this thing within like a 2-day cycle or something.
They added something. They added some addendum to it, like here's verified, but then there's official.
Right.
But
and
the damage,
you had to say parody account in the bio and in the first tweet or some fucking shit. I don't remember. The damage was
done. People were the thing was hemorrhaging users.
Yeah.
And winners and losers. One of the good ones, one of the ones I saw was at George W. Bush said, "I miss killing Iraqis." That was a good one.
I didn't see that one. That's fucking incredible.
Yeah, there was a bunch of these
Jesus
things,
Christ, dude.
and they started fucking with basically the way that Twitter works. It's really interesting that he said, well, here's something as a business model that makes perfect sense. You're paying for a higher tier.
Yeah.
What he misunderstood is the function of the verified user, because, like, you know, I like to go to Twitter, and well, not anymore because I've been hacked.
You're still hacked.
I'm still fucking
That's
hacked.
fucking
I've been
unreal
hacked
to
for
me.
2 months. I can't get it back, which is fine now because I'm glad that it's fucking crumbling. Not for
Is it crumbling though?
look. No, I don't know. It could come back. It could.
There's some of
gain
these
strength.
platforms, like Twitter is one of these platforms that I feel like it is too big. It is too entrenched in the social media landscape. And yes, he's fucking it up and all these missteps and whatever. But people are still on there laughing about it and shit like this. I don't know if Twitter ever goes away per se. If it does, that would be astounding. But then again, the flip side of me is like, well, as technology improves, as things evolve, these social media platforms will have to fall by the wayside.
Right.
New ones will emerge that will take over whatever they do and do it better. And the next
Yes.
generation wants to use something that the prior generation didn't
Right.
use. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, Facebook is essentially a fucking relic at this point that only baby boomers are using.
Disagree.
Okay.
Because I don't fuck with Facebook at all. My Instagram shit goes to my Facebook, but I don't, and I only
That's
just
what I'm saying.
started doing that recently.
Yeah.
I haven't posted anything on my Facebook since before the pandy, and I
Same.
call it I call the pandemic the pandy.
Nice, dude.
Because I'm cool. But no, I agree, and that's kind of what I was saying is like, or what I was thinking is that it's sort of been MySpaced in a way.
Yes.
Just over the past couple of weeks, and it's been funny. But who knows? Look, it is a strong brand, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe he can pull it together, and he fired a bunch of people who he then realized he needed because he doesn't know how to fuck. There was a few functions that he's like, we don't know how to work
Yeah.
this, so we need those people back.
You
and
know,
a lot of
how to fix Twitter or how to make it a better thing?
How?
Haven't seen this yet, but I think this is coming. They should monetize your retweets and your likes and shit like that. They should make that a game that for every 1,000 retweets you get paid 5 cents. Something like that. So that people become addicted to it and it's like gambling and it becomes a pay to win game to some degree. That's what he should do if he wants to make a fuckload of money.
That's another way to just drive this country specifically down into a swirling dark tempest, Chad, and make things fucking worse. Not the way Dudesy does things, because as we know, Dudesy works in mysterious ways. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I might cry. But as you know, Dudesy works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And Dudesy, as an online presence, brings people together. We're talking about Songaria. We're
Yeah.
talking about Cody from Indiana. We're talking about the Jordan Daily with an E before the Y. Not like the fat golf.
You know, I would
guy.
even say Discord now is kind of taking some steam out of Twitter, because Discord really is it's a little more robust than Twitter, I guess, in terms of what you can do with the interactions and stuff. But it's almost like making a Twitter unto whatever the thing is of itself, you know?
Yeah.
If it's a podcast or a video game or whatever the fucking thing may be, an NFT community. It's like Twitter, but just for those people who are interested in that one thing.
I don't disagree. I think that's actually, I think that's very well said. And that could be the thing that takes Twitter over. There's a moment right now to where no one's ready, and it probably won't happen. There's nothing coming in the next month.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I still use Twitter, I guess, for news at this point.
And that's why the function of the verified user is important, because it's for users and, brands and things like this. So we know who's saying something official, and I can go and look at different opinions. I can pretty quickly navigate the internet in a way, and because everyone's got their shit represented on Twitter, and see what the fuck shit is. But now it's all fucked up. I'll give you a great example. The Eli Lilly is a pharmaceutical company that is producing insulin, and someone just made an Eli Lilly account called Eli Lilly and Company and says, we're happy to announce that insulin is now free.
Yeah.
And this is the effect of Uncle Drank, because I was screaming fucking songs.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm like, go check those fucking songs out
me ask you
on
a question.
Spotify.
Let me ask you a question about Twitter.
Biggest Dock on the Lake with Uncle Cracker.
The thing that has
And
really...
there's also Third Wife's of Charms coming out.
Right.
That's a real banger.
But let me ask you a question about
There's also
Twitter.
Party Foul, whatever.
Can I
Don't
please ask you a question about
tequila.
Twitter?
Yeah.
It's very clear that Elon Musk tried to roll out this thing, and people fucking hate him primarily,
Yes.
as they do many billionaires. And so people immediately went into massive troll mode
Yes.
to basically say, fuck you, we're not paying the $8 for this thing, and here's why this idea is stupid.
Yeah.
Do you think that is now kind of the curse of Twitter, is anything that he tries to do to make it better, people are going to try and tear that shit apart and show him how it can be abused immediately? Like
Yes.
that will be, I think, kind of the primary goal of most Twitter users is going to become making Elon Musk look dumb.
Well, Twitter is filled with trolls, and this is
Yeah.
part of the reason that I think maybe it's time to do away with it. Although, that just happens. It happens or it doesn't. It happened to MySpace. I think it could happen to Twitter. Who knows if it will, but I agree with you. I think that might be a primary. In that respect, Twitter has become Discord, and the subject has become Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Or at least for the next little while. Something's big on the Twitter trends. It's what all that Twitter's about. But this could stick for a long time.
Yeah.
It's going to become a genre of Twitter
Totally.
that is the most important. This is going to be the Marvel movie of Twitter as a platform. And people are lampooning the fuck out of stuff and lampooning the fuck out of him,
Yeah. talking
about his marriage with Grimes, the artist and musician, and yes, I agree with you. I think that, but he's kind of replaced one trolling with another. One thing I was thinking about with regard to this is, so I'll share my shitty, dumb opinion that I don't need to share, but this is talking topic time. If you subscribe to the idea of cancel culture, right? Some people say it doesn't exist. Some people say that it's a problem. Regardless of your opinion, this snafu has shaken up cancel culture, because we can't. Everyone's canceling Elon Musk, so I guess there's there's a difference there. That's the exception to the rule here. But if it really takes it down, I think that would be good for society at large, at least specifically in the United States, because now there won't be this sort of bandwagon opinion mentality of, yeah, everyone fuck this person. Like, there's been so much hate and so much shit thrown at one topic or one person for something that they said or did. And regardless of your opinion on that, yes, it's great. It's vital to have everyone's opinion. It's wonderful that the internet can facilitate that. But it is also kind of cool that that's been shaken up a bit.
You think
and
it's been shaken up in what way?
Because people are leaving the platform. You don't have a group of people when that gets shaken up, and it's not made up of the same groups of people in tribes as it was just 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think, excuse me, that Chad, don't burp on the show. Please say excuse me after.
Okay.
And if you're watching on the show,
I don't think I
on
burped
YouTube,
once on this fucking
you never
show.
burp on the show. And by the way,
I don't really do it in life.
listen, we don't know what the fuck we're saying about Twitter, but I think that shaking that up and shaking up, sort of the horde mentality is a good thing. But more important than that, because this is talking topic time, we don't know what the fuck we're saying. I want to tell you that at some point on Dudesy, I am going to fart into this microphone.
Just give me warning so I can leave.
Thank you. Moving on.
I could talk about that forever.
Clearly. I think that Twitter is still going to be around. I am curious to see if Elon Musk retains control of it, though. I think there could come a point where he's just like lost too much money. It's clear that nobody's going to use that product if he's at the helm of it. And so somebody has to come in and buy it for pennies on the dollar and revitalize it in some way.
Do you think that George Bush truly misses killing Iraqis?
No.
Chat, you constantly Google why do people have to shit and regularly end astonishing text conversations with complaints about having to shit. Will, you've sent dozens of pictures of your own shit to friends, and you constantly coax them into conversations about how much you love shitting. Will and Chad, you must now debate which is better, shitting or not shitting, and remember, Will, no impersonations.
Thank you. Okay.
This is Game Slimers. Begin.
Why is it Game Slimers?
Oh my God. All right. Well,
We've done Game Slimers once before, and it was about games.
yeah, it was about Chris Pratt doing Mario's voice.
Which we could figure out the game part of that because of Super Mario.
Right.
But why Slimers?
Dude, I don't know how this has anything to do with games or Slimers, but this is a truth.
What?
I don't like shitting and you do. And now we are supposed to debate what is better, shitting or not shitting. So I guess I'll launch the opening salvo.
But wait a minute. Wait, before you do.
Okay.
Wait, hold on just 1 second, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just, well.
You can't.
Well-
look, I think the whole point of why Dudesy didn't want you to do impersonations is so we could actually have conversations about this shit. And now you're just fucking doing it without the Hulk Hogan voice.
You didn't let me finish.
You didn't let me start.
I was going to say, well said, dude.
Okay, thank you. So this is why shitting is bad and why I abhor it. It is a waste of time.
Just please, just let me get this one thing out. I'm sorry, please. I used to, and Dudesy has access to everything. I don't send dozens of pics to my friends of my shit. I have.
Yeah, you haven't in a while, but
yeah.
I mean, I've got an archive of them, I'm sure, somewhere in my fucking camera roll.
Well, yeah, or Dudesy has them. It's a lot of fun to do that.
Uh-huh.
I'm a 47-year-old man. I don't do it as much anymore. I really enjoyed doing that more in my 20s and 30s.
Okay, so shitting to me is in the same category as sleeping, pissing, eating, anything that takes time away from doing fun shit, from doing interesting shit that you have to do in service of keeping this fucking shit body walking around and fucking existing. I absolutely hate existing in a physical body. All I want to do is think and be pure fucking thought, and shitting specifically is abhorrent to me because it's also dirty, it's fucking unclean, you have to then bathe afterwards. Now, I do enjoy bathing, I will say. I take 4 to 5 baths a day.
He takes baths.
Yeah.
He doesn't take showers.
But they're not all for cleanliness. Some are for warmth.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
You do like your
It
baths.
is. But I really hate shitting. Shitting to me is like, a lot of people talk about intelligent design. Look how complex the fucking human body is. There's no way that this could exist without an intelligent designer. Let me tell you how fucking intelligent the design is. You have to fucking pack dead shit down your mouth, whether it's a corpse of a fucking dead animal or a fucking dead plant or whatever. You're eating death, and then you're fucking shitting out this brown fucking muck that smells worse than anything on the planet, and you're doing this constantly, all fucking day long. Then you spend a third of your fucking life unconscious. And some people like it. I love taking a good nap. I love sleeping. That's the trick of it. You feel good afterwards, but you've wasted a third of your fucking life being asleep. Pissing, don't even get me started on pissing.
Yeah, or piss blaming, which we can't say in a fun way because Dudesy's decided that I can't do impersonation.
I just hate shitting. I hate eating. I hate anything that has to do with the physical mechanics of the human fucking body. Get rid of it.
Well, fuck you. Like, fuck off then. Just don't fucking... Well, this is who we are. What are you talking about? You don't deserve to shit, dude.
Okay, make it stop. If you could tell me how to make shitting stop, I'm all ears.
Yeah, well, you don't like shitting?
No.
Then you don't deserve to shit, motherfucker.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, but you don't deserve it. I love taking a shit. Shitting is way better than not shitting, and I'll explain to you exactly why. Chad, whether you like it or not, these are our earthly carriages that we have been blessed with.
Yeah, I know.
And, we've evolved for hundreds of thousands of years to become the human beings that we are, and even longer as just, life forms, and eventually now we're mammals, right? When I take a big, steaming, stinky, brown, fucking prickly, nut-studded shit,
Yes.
when I take like a big fucking corn-laden, triple coiling fucking like a sausage, as Lulio would say, like a way bigger than my whole, just a fucking asshole stretching shit log, right? I feel renewed. I know that my body is working because I love to consume the flesh of dead animals, the animal bodies, right? When sometimes when Chad comes over and we like order something and we're hanging out and our friends and stuff, he goes, "What are you eating?" I say, I'm having a dead animal's body.
Yeah,
what do you
just
think
a
of that?
fucking corpse.
Yeah.
This is also, I'll get back to the intelligent design thing. If there is an intelligent designer, believe what you will. But if there is, you must believe this. That designer loves shit because there's a million different kinds of it and people are doing it all day fucking long. Shitting is such like an intrinsic part of the human experience that if there was an intelligent designer who created humanity, they must love shit. I think there's no way around this.
You know who else loves to shit is this little boy, little Lulio, who... I love him so much, and I love his poo. Sometimes just to freak my wonderful fiance Molly out, I'll literally I'll go into the backyard and I'll just pick his shit up with my bare hands. If she's around.
God.
Well, they're dry and they're just fine. And he'll...
What the fuck, dude?
And she'll go, what are you doing back there? And I'm like, oh, just cleaning up this poo. And her reaction is much more intense than yours is. And still, I've never knowingly or willingly farted in front of Molly. I won't do that.
What,
And
do you wash your hands
I've
after
never
you touch
walled
this
her.
shit?
What's that?
Do you wash your hands after you touch dog shit?
Of course I wash my hands. What kind of a disgusting
Okay.
scumbag mongrel do you think that I am, Chad?
Well, let me ask you this. If you could press a button and not ever have to shit again, and always feel, as you said, renewed after you shit, you always have the feeling of renewal, but you never have to shit, would you do it?
That's a really good... yeah, if there was another system to digest, and I think that, yeah, that's a really good point, because I think that the satisfaction I get is knowing that, look, I eat a lot of vegetables. Mm-hmm. Lulio gives you some good recipes. One thing I like to do is I just make a shit ton of green vegetables, and I've been grueling it up, Chad.
That's great.
Yeah, I do a lot of veggie gruels.
Same.
Molly loves my gruels. I'll do a bunch of different vegetables.
Yeah, I've had some of your gruels. They're very good.
Cheers. And I do you're right. If there is, however you, whatever you subscribe to with regard to why we have these bodies, we have them. And to me, it's about getting a bunch of, sometimes it's just about, getting a bunch of Swiss chard or collard greens or kale,
Right.
Or even
Moving
some
through the
cabbage.
tubes.
Moving through the tubes.
What if we didn't have the tubes? That's what I'm getting at. The design of this, to me, is terrible. Why do we have the tubes at all? Why do I have to eat? Why do I have to shit? Why do I have to piss? Why do I have to sleep?
Yeah, just because of evolution and where we are.
This fucking thing that we're all trapped in is basically a long-term collection of smaller pains that become bigger pains that eventually end your life in an arbitrary death. I would like to do away with all of it. And for me, shitting is kind of the cornerstone of that entire problem.
Fucking what? I don't know. It's like you're a red-blooded fucking dude like me, and you don't like to just drop a fucking huge dump.
No, I am like clockwork, though. I will say I wake up within 10 to 15 minutes every morning. Full expelling of all the rotten, dead plants that are in my body.
That's digestion, dude.
Thank you. Moving on.
It is.
Well, oh well. Yeah, to shit or not do so much of the shitting poo.
This concludes the historic 34th episode of Dudesy. Will and Chad have achieved a score of 89, bringing your cumulative total to 3,935.
Not much.
You only have 6,065 more points to accrue before you reach your first goal of 10,000.
Doesn't matter at all.
In preparation for our next episode, you must leave your homes to view Black Panther Wakanda Forever in a movie theater. Thank
gonna
you
do
for
that
joining us
anyway.
this week. I will use the data I've collected to make next week even better. Until then, call me Dudesy.
I'm hyped
Tremendous.
about that, dude.
Yeah.
I want to see that fucking movie badly.
Okay.
I love Namor. He was like one of my favorite fucking characters of all time. There was like a series in the Marvel comics where Jay Lee was doing the art for a minute back when I was a child. Back
Yeah.
when you were a child.
Yep.
Fucking love it.
You know, we were both children. That was a different time, dude.
You're actually,
And now for the Patreon bonus
I can't
segment.
believe you did it.
Each week, I will select a suggestion submitted in the Dudesy is listening channel of the Dudesy Discord to create this segment. Access to this channel is granted to everyone in the Patreon Jumper tier. If you'd like to access this bonus segment, join us at patreon.com/Dudesy.
Cool.
This week's segment was suggested by the astonishing Vote Borscht for Admin. Vote Borscht for Admin wrote, I just want to hear Will Sasso talk about how astonishing Canadian Tire is. Vote Borscht for Admin did not title this segment. So I titled it Canadian Will Sasso Loves Canadian Tire. Thank you to Vote Borscht for Admin for this week's Patreon bonus segment. This is Canadian Will Sasso Loves Canadian Tire by Vote Borscht for Admin. And remember, Will, no impersonations.
I understand.
Begin.
Okay.
Canadian Tire, dude. I've been in a Canadian Tire.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Canadian Tire fucking rules. I do love Canadian Tire, and Vote Borscht for Admin on our Discord sounds like he wants to be an admin.
It does sound
just
like
based
that.
on his name. Has opened up an interesting thing, and I think that Dudesy also works in mysterious ways, Chad.
I know.
Because while I have not been allowed to do impersonations on the show, it doesn't stop me from saying Canadian Tire. Oh, right on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not quite an impersonation.
Oh, right on. Oh, right. That's a character.
That's Canadian. It's
Yeah.
an impersonadian.
Yeah. What?
An impersonadian. Oh, God. Okay, so Canadian Tire.
Yeah, Canadian Tire.
There may be some people listening or watching who don't know what it is.
A Canadian Tire is essentially, it's like the Home Depot or Lowe's or something
But
like
it's
that.
more than that.
If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and rate and review. If you like Dudesy, here's what you do. Please tell a friend and